Hey guys, Shannon here with Chit Chat Chattanooga, and it is so good to see you guys again. I know it's been a while, it's been a crazy year, and I'm just getting back to having some interviews, but I'm so excited to have a good friend of mine here. Today we're going to be talking about some part of my work that some of you may not know. I do children's work, I do children's meditations and music and bedtime stories and all these things, and I've been working with My Calm World, with Jeff Gold of My Calm World, for about 4 years doing that. And one of the things that I've developed recently that I'm really excited about is a new character for my body, Eric Jones. So Eric is a performing artist out of Houston. He has been doing musical theater, all the things for many years. We'll get into a little more, right?
Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
We'll get into his whole history and everything a little more. But I just wanted to introduce him. So this is Eric. We've been friends for decades.
Yeah, since 1999.
Decades.
Yeah, I know.
Like 25 years.
25 years, yes.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've been friends for 25 years. So I was really excited when I started working on this new character. So I developed this character named Fredley, and he sings songs about hygiene. And so when I was coming up with the song, the idea I had was to do it with reggae. And then I was like, well, who has a voice for this? Because this is something I can't do. I wanted a male voice, a big, beautiful, boomy male voice. And I went, Eric, we haven't worked together in so many years. And I was like, he'd be perfect. I wonder if there's any chance he could do it. So I called him up, and sure enough, he's come in to Chattanooga. We worked here in the city, and we recorded some stuff. So we're going to talk about all of that. I want to start by just introducing you to the folks. Tell us a little bit about your background in the arts. You have quite an extensive history in the arts.
Absolutely. Well, I've been involved in theater since I was probably at elementary school. I think when my parents saw the talent like straight up from the beginning, but obviously they thought of it as nothing more than a hobby. So, yeah. But I embraced it. I mean, I was involved in theater all throughout junior high school. Even though my parents were military, we moved around a lot. They made sure that all my that I had the opportunity to be in some sort of a theater program,
right?
Whatever it is. So I've been doing it on and off. Actually, when I went to college, believe it or not, I did not major in theater of all things. Believe it or not, it was probably the polar opposite. I majored in pharmacy. I was a registered pharmacist for 25 years. Right. So, but in between the time I was doing that, I was always writing. You've
always been involved in it.
Yeah, I was always involved in it. Yeah.
You have to have a day job.
Yeah.
All
it helps.
Yeah, we've all had a day job.
Exactly. Yeah. It definitely helps. So, but in between the time I was doing that, I was always writing. I was always directing.
You've done so many plays.
Yeah, I've done. Yeah, about coming up it'll be like 15.
And not only in Houston, you've gone to New York.
Yes, I've gone. Yeah, I did some projects in Chicago. I was at a musical theater festival in 2018. We had some work that was done in Los Angeles last year.
Fantastic.
So yeah, I've been traveling around a lot. So
this is something that's obviously important to you because you started this at a very young age, and then you've kept doing it in spite of having to do other things to make money until you get to a point. So what is it about? I'm not going to call it just plays because you're like me. You're a writer, you're a performer, you're many things. What is it about storytelling that fires you up?
I like stories. I especially like stories that no one ever had the opportunity to tell. I like untold stories.
You're a historian.
Yes, I am.
You like to do research.
Yes.
And tell stories that haven't been told.
Absolutely. Yes, I love it because I think that it's a responsibility. I mean, I think as an artist, I mean, it's more than we do more than just entertainment.
Right.
We do more than just stimulating the senses. I want the people most of it to stimulate the mind and the heart. And the like untold stories, historical stories, things that I research, things that I work on. I mean, whether or not it's the podium with the 1968 Olympic medalist, who won, who did the Black Power salute, or women who worked in the worked at the War Department, who were letters, things like that. Yeah. I've always was fascinated not just by the obvious periods of history, but always the ones the unsung folks, people they never talk about,
which is so important.
Yeah,
I mean, it's, you and I talked a little bit about how little the arts are funded sometimes, and how sad that is, because the arts, for me, what I create has a lot to do now with healing products. I believe that the arts are one of the most powerful ways to heal people and inspire people. But what you're saying is there's a whole other side of education, that if we did not use the arts to tell stories, think about it, if we didn't have movies about certain people's lives or certain events in history or plays or stories or fictional books or true books, like historic books, we wouldn't know. Exactly. There's so many things we just wouldn't know about our own history as humans.
Here's the thing that people don't even realize, that even sometimes the arts can even also stimulate political policy. For example, a great example was there was a film in 1988. It was a documentary called The Thin Blue Line, and it was basically about police brutality And what it was is that because of what happened to that film, it won the Oscar for best feature documentary. Policies was in place in the law because they changed it because of what they saw. And also, you look at Saving Private Ryan, for example. Before that time, if you ever go to Washington, D.C., they always have a lot of monuments. But the only one they never had a monument for was World War II monument. And post that film, Congress was like talking about, maybe we should pay money to start a World War II monument. So sure enough, in 2004, they built the World War II monument. And it wouldn't have I don't think it would ever happen if Saving Private Ryan was not released. Steven Spielberg, didn't direct that film.
Yeah. So storytelling is important. And what we're really excited about this is I love just the process of storytelling. Yeah. Like whether it's writing a new song or a story or like coming up with these characters. Like one of the things I've really gotten passionate about is like when I'm creating and I have a sense of who I'm going to work with, we really try to model the character off of some of the things about them, their personality, their physicality, and some things. So I'm really excited. One of our designers, Doran, he's an illustrator, animator who works with us from AFA. By the way, My Calm World, we have 5 to 6 young people working for us at any given time on the autism spectrum. They're all on the spectrum. But they're high functioning. They're come out of a training program in LA called AFA Hub. And so Jordan is who I signed this project to. And he's the one that came up with the frog, which we'll show you guys. It's so cute. Oh my God, it's so cute. So let's talk about that work real quick. What was your first thought when I called you and said, do you want to be a frog for me?
I just thought about it. I said, are you sure you got the right number? That's what I got. But after a while, I talked about, okay, I think I could probably do a frog. I mean, obviously my favorite frog of all time is Kermit. I've always loved Kermit. But I obviously we had to do something a little bit more different because, he was more of a Caribbean frog. And it's kind of a little bit more close to home because, I do have a family member on my mom's side of the family are from Barbados and also from Grenada. Yeah. So I know the dialect, I know the food, I know the culture, I know a little bit more about that. So it's kind of like, I could swing that.
So this frog sings 3 songs on hygiene, and they are, in a reggae style. Yeah. So they're a lot of fun. And he has this big, beautiful, boomy voice, and we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was a good time.
We went into the studio with Derek at No Good Seeds studio here in Chattanooga because we couldn't get him to LA right now. Yeah. And it was a blast. You killed it. Like you really killed it.
It was fun. I mean, it was if you want to talk about like fish to water, I just felt like this is what I was supposed to do. So it was so much fun doing it, and the songs were funny too. So
tell us about the songs.
Oh boy, here we go. Okay, well, we have 3 songs that we sang. First off is Wash Your Hands. Obviously, that's very important because you have to wash your hands. Right. Since post COVID, we have to do that now. Always. So and then of course brush your teeth, which I think is kind of an obvious thing. These are the kind of things that your parents used to tell you to do. Yeah. Some people even as adults they tend to forget that. And of course the lovely, my perennial favorite is the wash your butt. Obviously. No comment after that. No comment after that. I already did something.
Just wipe your butt. Okay? Just wipe your butt.
That's it.
So I mean, what I try to do when I'm coming with these children's ideas is I'll think about like if I was a parent, because I don't have children. You don't either.
I know I do.
But although you've helped raise some family members. Yeah. I consider myself a mother to the world and to my animals, but I've never had the need to have my own children. But I sit there and I think, if I was a mother, what tool would I wish I had to teach my kids routine, healthy habits, to give them, mental health support, all the things. And that's where a lot of my creating comes from. Yeah. So the first one was just wash your hands. And it just popped in my head one day. And I was like, I think this should be a little reggae piece. It's cute. And then I liked it so much. Once we got the frog drawn and we decided it was going to be you, I was like, well, why don't I write more for Fredley? So we ended up with 3 songs. So you will see Wash Your Hands, Brush Your Teeth, and Wipe Your Butt. Yes. Those are the 3 songs. And they're going to be really cute. We'll probably release them as an album. So any thoughts about, I'm here, but any thoughts about working with me or working with Derek or anything that you want to share, or even about your process in becoming Fredley? Okay,
well, I know for a fact that when I was getting into it, you really were helpful. You were amazing coach. You kind of allowed me to kind of explore the character a little bit more. And, and I was kind of researching a little bit on my own. But most importantly, what I really like is that collaboration we have. You have that openness, and that openness is just have fun. That's what you always said. You always just have a good time. Yeah. And I think that's important for a lot of young actors out there. It's like, it's not just more than just a gig. This is almost like this is the only great opportunity to play. Yeah. And it's like, how many people will be able to get a chance to play a reggae frog? Right. Not people do that. So this
and saying about wiping your butt.
And wiping your butt. That's important. Yeah, very important. Yeah. Those are the perks right there. Those are the perks right there, ladies and gentlemen. And I really enjoyed working with you because you were always warm, always pleasant, and Derek was great too because he was fun, and he was like, everybody was number one, but was professional, but we also were very, very personable. But
Yes.
everybody was fun.
Yeah, and that's the line for me in the studio. I
Yes.
love walking that line between like, let's be focused and be professional to get this done at the highest level possible.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, we're doing creative work. Like
Yeah.
we're singing about a frog.
I know, we're singing about a frog.
Like a frog wiping his butt.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
And like, how serious can we be? But that's why I love my work. I'm literally in the studio, like pretending to be an 8-year-old girl. Or like I was pretending to be a bird a few weeks ago, and I was singing like. I love it. That's what I love about this work. And then for me, that's always been why people's like, did you know you wanted to act when you were little? I'm like, no, I was telling stories. I was making up worlds and I was recruiting my friends to be in that world. But for me, it was never about like, oh, I can't wait to see myself on the big screen. That got stuff out that I hadn't even watched because I don't care about that. For me, it's always about process. I love storytelling itself, coming up with the stories, writing, producing. And then I love when I perform, that's how I play. Like I literally get to become and play, right?
Exactly.
And I love putting on characters, whether they're animal avatars, like my new meditation series, or songs, or whether it's just, a film where I get to be someone else and live someone else's life experience. I just think I think it's fun.
Yeah, and I think of all the 25 years of knowing each other, every time I've seen you, you always amaze me because you always have this can do, let's make it happen kind of attitude, and it's always and it's infectious. Everybody's just like, oh yeah, we can do this, we can make this happen, and that's like,
Well, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what I was impressed by that.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's why I personally love independent production.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you look at the big studio production, and not that I don't want to work with big studios, one day I do, but I believe in lean, well-oiled machines for teams, and I've spent a lot of time trying to learn how to do that better, and I still want to get better at that. But I think when a film set has just enough people, or a production space has just enough people and the right people, then magic happens.
Absolutely.
I've had too many people on the set where you're just like, people are bumping into each other, they're not working well together, and you're like, it's too many. There's a defined number, and I always love that. I love building a team, and I love personally, and the way I love producing so much is pulling something out of people that I see. I love looking at someone, assessing what their exact talents are and how to best pull those out in a way that they may not have even thought about. You can ask people who've worked with me. They're like, I didn't even know I could do that, but I love seeing it and then helping them pull a new side of themselves out.
Absolutely.
You didn't know you could sing Wipe Your Butt with a straight face.
I know. Well, believe me, it wasn't easy. But I tell you what, after it was over, but I did it. But after I was over, I was like,
But you did it well.
Yeah, it was fun.
You did it well.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Like
very
literally, this is my dream coming true, is doing these stories and songs, and I'm so appreciative to everyone who's helped in the journey. And thank you for coming in and just getting behind my crazy vision. I can't wait to let you shine. Everybody, you're going to want to download these. Freddie the Frog. It's going to be put out on My Calm World. It'll be on the YouTube channel, and it'll be on all distribution outlets in the next little while. And be sure you follow Eric so you can see what he's doing next, what play or whatever he's doing. Thanks, everybody. Shanna here with Chit Chat Chattanooga and Eric Jones from Houston. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.